Have you ever wondered if our entire universe is just the interior of something much larger? That the very space that light races through is not finite, but rather a shell hiding something stranger and more grandiose? There's a theory that could flip our very understanding of reality as we know it. It sounds like science fiction. Recent discoveries are calling into question even the most established postulates of cosmology. Abnormal movements of galaxies, detected by humanity's most powerful telescope, seem to suggest something about the structure of our world isn't so simple. Perhaps we are on the verge of a cosmic revelation, and the answer is much closer than it appears. But what if this revelation isn't just a scientific twist, but a door to an abyss full of new worlds nested inside each other like Russian dolls? What if our cosmos is just one of many, born from the depths of ancient giants? Support us with a like and subscribe to make sure you don't miss out on the most intriguing discoveries. Since its inception in 2022, the James Webb Space Telescope has opened unprecedented horizons for humanity in observing the early universe. However, a new discovery has not only astonished scientists, but also presented them with one of the strangest and potentially most momentous questions in modern cosmology. What if everything we know about the universe is merely the inner part of a much grander structure, a black hole? While observing distant galaxies, Webb found that about 2/3 of them rotate in the same direction, clockwise, while only a third rotate counterclockwise. Such asymmetry, according to astronomers, cannot be accidental. In a chaotic, random universe, we would expect an equal distribution of rotation directions. But, as it turns out, things are not so simple. As part of the JADES project, the James Webb Space Telescope Advanced Deep Extragalactic Survey, 263 galaxies were studied. Their coordinated rotation prompted a natural question. Does the universe have a preferred axis, inherited from something larger, some kind of parent mechanism? Lior Shamir, the head of the research group, pointed out that one of the most radical yet theoretically sound explanations could be the idea that the universe itself was born rotating. This hypothesis resonates with the so-called black hole cosmology, according to which our universe is an inner space contained within a giant black hole. But could this idea be more than just a beautiful metaphor? The theory of black hole universes, proposed by Nikodem Poplawski, suggests that each black hole is a portal to a new, child universe, inaccessible to us due to the one-way nature of the event horizon. Poplawski believes that, under certain conditions, when matter reaches extreme density but does not collapse into a singularity, a so-called gravitational rebound occurs. This event could trigger a rapid expansion process, what we know as the Big Bang. According to Poplawski, this rebound is driven by torsion, the twisting of space-time, which prevents the complete collapse of matter. Thus, each rotating black hole does not just shrink, but creates a new universe with its own arrow of time directed away from the event horizon. What is particularly intriguing is that the direction of galaxy rotation observed by Webb could be a result of such a primordial axis, the very one inherited by the universe from its parent black hole. If this is indeed the case, we may be witnessing the first observed trace of a connection between our reality and something beyond the event horizon. However, there is another, less exotic hypothesis. Perhaps the observations were influenced by the Milky Way itself. Although it was previously believed that its rotation was too slow to distort the data, this opinion is now being questioned. If this turns out to be true, it will require a reassessment of all distance measurements to distant galaxies, and, along with it, potentially all the major models of cosmological expansion. Could the anomalies detected by the James Webb Telescope be indirect evidence of the existence of tunnels and proof that our universe itself is merely a part of a larger structure? A recent study by scientists from the Perimeter Institute in Canada sheds light on one of the most exciting hypotheses in modern physics, the possible existence of traversable wormholes. The researchers, including Luciano Combi, constructed a physical model of such a tunnel in space-time, allowing hypothetical travel between 2 points. Although the concept of wormholes is not new, the uniqueness of this study lies in the attempt to model how such a structure might behave when interacting with matter, especially if one side functions as an active black hole. According to the simulation results, matter entering the mouth of the wormhole does not directly travel to another point in space, but gets stuck in its throat, forming an extremely hot and rotating plasma cloud. This cloud resembles a glowing tornado, so hot that it could incinerate anything attempting to pass through it. Under certain conditions, the temperature inside the wormhole can reach levels where nuclear fusion begins, effectively making it a miniature star. Despite the theoretical traversability of the tunnel, this plasma storm makes it physically unsuitable for travel. Interestingly, such a wormhole could be observable. The cloud in its throat would glow from both sides, unlike a typical black hole whose light cannot escape from the event horizon. The mouth, with accreting matter, would resemble a classic black hole with a ring of hot matter, but with a bright glowing spot at the center, where a normal black hole would have a dark shadow. The second mouth would resemble a glowing sphere, occasionally ejecting matter at speeds around 20% of the speed of light. However, the study showed that such structures are unstable. Over time, the tunnel breaks down, turning into a different type of space-time. This casts doubt on the possibility of their detection, despite the striking visual features. Could a mini black hole, created by a highly advanced civilization, be not only a source of energy, but also the seed of a new universe? If we were to discover a strange planet illuminated by intense gamma radiation, would we be ready to recognize it as part of an artificially created cosmic system? Is it possible that civilizations, having mastered the manipulation of space-time, have already moved beyond the stars, leaving us only the light of their technological signatures? The possibility of using miniature black holes for technological purposes no longer sounds like a science fiction plot. Cosmologists suggest that such objects could have appeared in the early universe when radiation density was extremely high. However, modern science also considers another scenario. A sufficiently advanced civilization might create a mini black hole, not for destruction, but to obtain a stable energy source. This idea developed after Stephen Hawking's discovery in 1974, according to which black holes emit energy through what is called Hawking radiation. The smaller the black hole, the more intensely it glows, evaporating over a finite time. Calculations show that a black hole with a mass of about 100,000 tons, only 30 times heavier than the Starship spacecraft, could emit an energy flow comparable to that of the Sun, and do so from a low orbit at 1,500 kilometers altitude. If placed in such an orbit, it could provide a planet the size of Earth with near-complete energy autonomy. Day and night would alternate every 90 minutes, creating a cycle similar to the familiar one. However, such a black hole would exist for only about a year, after which it would need to be refueled with matter, like adding logs to a fireplace. This process could be automated with the help of a donor satellite supplying material to maintain the accretion disk and stable radiation. We are talking about enormous densities of matter, more than 60 orders of magnitude higher than the density of water. Although this seems impossible today, the very question raises a new possibility. If such a technology is theoretically possible, could it have already been implemented somewhere in our galaxy? It is assumed that an artificially created mini black hole would emit bright gamma radiation and high-energy particles, which a planet's atmosphere could convert into heat and light, suitable for sustaining life. In the future, we may discover a planet without a star, illuminated by a bright moon, a mini black hole created by intelligent hands. Could it be that everything we thought was the limit of reality is just the opening chapter of a much larger story? Perhaps the universe is not what we see, but merely a reflection of a deeper, multi-layered structure left by someone or something. The answers are closer than ever, and very soon they may change our understanding of our place in the cosmos. Subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for new posts. Exciting discoveries await us.